All right, everybody, it's now time for another Off the Top Sportscast. I'm John, and that is Roy, and we've got another fun topic for you. Roy, I think you got our topic of discussion today.
Let's talk about the Yankees. We're going to talk about
All right.
specifically Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter.
So Derek Jeter, we know, is when you think is iconic, famous Yankee, maybe even the most favorite Yankee. But would you put Derek Jeter as maybe as one of the greatest Yankees? Now, we're not talking Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle. We're not going all the way back there. Phil Rizzuto, whatever it is. Who is your top 5 greatest Yankees?
All right. Well, yeah, so we're talking about guys that we got to see play. And, thankfully, we did get to see a really good era of Yankee baseball. Not everybody can say that they got to see a good era of any team in general. So if I'm doing top 5, I think if I'm starting at number 5, I think I'm going to start with Hideki Matsui.
Ooh. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. But whoa, he's your number 1?
He's my number 5. He's my number 5.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm going in reverse order.
Ooh, I was about to start. All right.
Don't ask me what's in my black cup. That's not.
All right. Let's go. All right. Top 5.
So,
give me a little bit.
So, when I think of Hideki Matsui, you think of a guy who came over. He could have gone anywhere. He comes to the Yankees. He stays with the Yankees his whole career. Was just a complete gentleman, consistent player his whole Yankee career. I mean, he was just rock solid his whole stinking Yankee career. He was just like the perfect culmination of a guy that you would want on your team. And in that 2009 World Series, the MVP of that World Series was Hideki Matsui. So I think as far as top 5, staying with the team the whole time, really doing exactly what he needed to do. And I've never heard a bad word about Hideki Matsui ever said. So that would be my 5th ranked Yankee that I think I've ever gotten to see.
Okay. I'm not mad at you. It was surprising when I thought you were going to do number 1. So the player I came in really started the resurgence, I feel, of the Yankees. Gritty, consistent, clutch. Came into the Yankees. Outfielder. His name will be Juan O'Neill. Paul O'Neill. That's my name. Again, when you look at him, you say, he's the epitome of a Yankee to me. Yankee should be a gritty player. You know what I mean? Have a chip on their shoulder. Why? Because everybody's not going to like you. If you come to the Yankees thinking you're going to be liked, wrong. That you want to be liked, wrong. You're not going to be liked. Paul O'Neill, he's still with the Yankees. I think Mr. Clutch, Paul O'Neill, number 5.
I love Paulie O'Neill. He does a great job on the Yes Network calling games. He's funny. He's kind of lighthearted, and I like Paulie O'Neill. All right. So I did my 5 first. Go ahead and tell me your 4 first.
Number 4, probably one, and I was talking to someone about this, probably one of the best pick-off moves ever. Andy Pettitte.
Yep. That Monument Park, he left and came back, and so he didn't stay with the Yankees the whole time. And I don't know if that was his decision or the Yankees' decision. Who knows? But absolutely, class act from beginning to the end.
Number 3.
No, I'm going number 4. My number 4.
Oh, you're number 4. Okay, I'm sorry.
of this generation don't remember that the Yankees in the 80s were bad. And we were floundering there for a long time. And one of the big moves that Steinbrenner did when he came in was he said, I'm going to go get stars. And at the time, there was no bigger star and no guy that when he was on the field made me feel like, yeah, I'm a Yankee fan because I'm a fan of Dale Strawberry. Dale Strawberry to me was like the epitome of that. Yeah, come talk to me if you want to, because we're the kings of this. And he brought a different swagger to the Yankees. And he was there. I think a lot of people forget because he didn't have such a big role in those Yankee wins, but he was there for at least the first one.
Nice. I like Daryl. That may be toss up, right? But if you want to watch Orioles, Yankees on YouTube fight, the brawl of all brawls, watch that YouTube video.
Yep. What's the greatest thing is that you got Daryl Strawberry running in like a crazy man, and then somebody who later will be our manager running in there like a crazy man. So yeah. All right.
Who's your third?
All right. So my number 3, even though he's number 3 on my list, he's actually one of my favorite Yankees of all time that I got to see.
Okay.
All right. Jeter was the captain, but for a lot of that, the firepower in that lineup in the late 90s was Bernie Williams.
Bernie Williams! Ding, ding,
I mean,
ding, 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 ding.
Did you have a number 3 too?
That's my number 3.
Man, I mean, there's not enough to say about Bernie. He fielded the ball well. He hit the ball well. He was a switch hitter, even though I think he kind of just stayed lefty for most of his time at the Yankees.
Close.
Yeah, but
quiet.
I mean,
the guy.
Yeah,
you can compare even him to Jeter. He was hitting for power many times, not Jeter.
Mm-hmm.
Center field. Where else did he play?
Nowhere.
He was the man. Now what is he doing?
Yeah, a little jazz. He's an eclectic guy. And I think when you thought of the stars of the Yankees before Jeter became a star, he was the star of the Yankees. You know what I mean? And then Jeter came in and really kind of, took over there. But Bernie Williams, that's my number 3, and that's your number 3. That's funny that we were on there.
Number 3.
I like it.
Now, here, I think we're going to be close. You may have somebody different. How you have it. My number 2. Number 2 for me. With Marshawn Lynch, for football, you said beast mode, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe this was the anti-typical beast mode person. This guy is my number 2, could be somebody's number 1. My number 2, Mr. Consistent, Mr. Closer, Mr.
Yes.
Beast Mode Original, Mr. Mariano Rivera.
Absolutely, absolutely, and absolutely. I mean, Mariano was so good that every team was looking for that Mariano Rivera, and not a lot of people found it. I mean, there's not enough to say about him. And how he did his business. He'd come in, there was no big, change in his features. There was no big, just getting up there, mowing them down, come back up, mowing them down. See what I did there? Mowing them? No. And he literally weaponized a pitch that now, if you're a player in the MLB, you could have every other pitch, but if you don't got a slider, they're like, man, you got to put that in your repertoire.
Really?
That's the strikeout pitch.
If you're a fastball pitcher, really, you could only need 2 pitches. Fastball, up in, slider. Because now you're ready, right? You're coming. Not it falls out. The guy's a beast.
And Mariano was like, I don't care if you know what's coming. It's coming right now. It's coming fast, and it's going to have more movement than you think. And I'm coming for you. And that's really what I loved about him. He didn't try to, sometimes these pitchers these days, I watch and I'm like, why are you getting cute? Garrett Cole sometimes does that to me. I'm like, man, don't get cute with this guy. Go after him. And Mariano, no problem going after him. And a closer that would go 2 innings if he had to. You know what I mean? You'd set up and close. So, Mariano. And my number one.
No.
Oh, Mariano was my number 2. That was my number 2.
Number 2. Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So
we may be different here. We may be different. Now, we're not allowed. There's a lot of people we have not mentioned because we were just doing 5. There's a lot. And we didn't go way back, But again, who is your number 1?
My number 1's Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter. Interesting.
Yeah. Listen, man. When it comes to moments, he was always ready for the moment. He was ready for the moment. When you look at, let's just take his defense. His best defensive moments, people go, oh, man, that was a great play. But when you put it in context that he wasn't supposed to be there, why is he all the way on the third baseline running into the tarp? Pratt, we have a third baseman over there. Why is he over there? The play that he cuts the ball off and flicks it over to Posada for the out.
To catch who?
Who'd we catch? No, I don't remember.
He became a Yankee. Oakland A's.
Oh, Giambi. Really? I didn't notice that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but the point is that you could say that's his responsibility to get over there, okay. But how many shortstops do you see playing the right field foul line to grab the ball, cut the ball off, and throw it like that? So just in his defense, he made plays that he wasn't even supposed to make. And in his offense, he was just always timely.
Listen, no one's going to argue that he is the captain. And one of my favorites, I don't have him as my number 1, just as my favorite.
Okay.
One of the listings that I found that were ranked like the top 30, he comes up number 7. Now, I say that below Mariano Rivera. But remember, this had Joe DiMaggio, you know what I mean? This was a list of a lot of old timers.
Right.
Yogi Berra. But he was number 7. Mariano was ahead of him. Really, Jeter might have been my number 6. All right? Just below. Why? Again, if he maybe wasn't Derek Jeter, maybe on another team, would we even remember? Would we be talking about Derek?
If he made the same plays? Because you can't.
Yeah. But I'll say as a bat, his bat, yeah, you could say, man, some clutch hits. But
he's not the best shortstop of all time. He's not the best shortstop of his era. A-Rod was a better shortstop, But getting his team to the situations, you have to account for that. You can't knock him for him getting his team into the situations, meaning the big games, and then performing high in those big games and really pulling through. We forget that there was that playoff series that he did not lead off hit, and our offense was stifling. We weren't clicking at the time, and the one move that Torrey did was say, "Hey, Jeter, get up there and lead off." And the first game he gets up there and leads off in the playoffs, he hits a home run and sets the tone. You know what I mean? And so, just things like that you just go, dang it, this guy was always right on time, right there when the team needed him, coming up big. And another thing that we forget is how many times during how many seasons was he so close to the multi-hit game record. Like, that's a big thing, like being so consistent that, he was almost creeping up on that line multiple times in his career. He almost got that record. So, who's your number one?
Yeah, and I'm going to have to remember, there's a stat that he was close to, and I think it was a stat with Babe Ruth. I can't remember that. I think it was a number of hits or something like that. I'm not sure, but I think he was like me. I'm gonna say a number, something like 300 hits away or something like that. I can't remember, but that may be something to look up. Put in the video.
If I find it, exactly, I'll slide it up in the video.
My number one. Again, the Yankees have had a lot of great first basemen. A lot of great first basemen. But this great first baseman of mine, Golden Glove, home run, lefty, smart player, awkward batting stance, unique batting stance. Don Mattingly. Still in the game. Don Mattingly. That's my number one. If you're listening to this video, who's your number one? Who's your number two? Who's maybe your number three?
And I'm going to tell you right now. So I was trying to think of, there's guys out there that I really loved that I hate not putting on.
Yeah.
And one of the guys that I thought needed an honorable mention because of how he conducted himself as a Yankee, it was CC Sebastian.
Oof. Love him. Hey, everybody, please. It's free to subscribe, free to give us a thumbs up. Why don't you do both? We're trying to get our numbers up. We're trying to continue to improve. We're going to be trying to improve our sound, our look, everything, guys. Off the Top is a quirky sports conversation just about two guys and what they're thinking up here. That's a little dangerous, but if you like it, subscribe, comment. And John, there's only one thing we always tell people to do, and that is what?
Talk to a stranger about sports today.